performer, is a recent graduate of the Success in Stand-Up class here at the Orpheum. Please give a nice warm welcome to Christy Naughton.
How y'all doing? Okay, that was a rhetorical question. I don't really give a shit. I was single for 32 years. I know, shocking. But that was my mother's full-time job, was get me a husband. So she started out with a typical mom's advice, you know, keep your legs crossed, go to church, get a good education, blah, blah, blah. And at about 28, she's like, look, this isn't working. Look, honey, she said, listen, you're not going to meet a man over here sitting home with your mother every Saturday night. You're going to have to put on a lot of makeup, get on a mini skirt, go to some nightclubs with a nightclub bra, and show some cleavage. Whew. Now, you know, my mom always had a way of making me feel really good about myself. Followed her advice, got all dressed. And she'd say, is that what you're wearing? Do you have lipstick on? Oh my God. Oh, well, maybe you need a little color. Now, mind you, I had enough makeup on for my own funeral at that point. And a lot of my friends did mistake my mother as a geisha. We're Mexican, so that's odd. You know, your parents start getting desperate in your late 20s. She's like, listen, I'm just going to tell you something before your father dies. I know I told you the way to a man's heart is his stomach. It's not. It's his penis. Don't tell your father. Now, of course, you know, everybody's trying to help you at that point. You know, this is, 2 years back. So my Aunt Claudia gets on the back of a bandwagon and she says, look, stop waiting for something to happen. When you least expect it, something will happen. I had an unwanted pregnancy and got chlamydia. Wasn't really expecting that. So I rebelled and I was sent to a convent. Now, this is really true. It was in Honolulu, Hawaii. Woo! Does pay for those favors with the Monsignor. I'm just saying. So when I landed in Honolulu, I got my first lay. I know what you're all thinking. It was very awkward when the nuns came to pick me up. Awkward introduction. So I went there, we did a lot of praying during the day, but at night, I discovered there were boys out the alley window. Now, imagine their excitement when they found out there were nuns up in the second-story window in the Mardi Gras spirit. I did get my share of rosary beads that season. And the other nuns were very jealous when I won the Wet Habit contest. I was sent home. That was awkward too. So I'm back at my mother's house again. And she said, look, we prayed about this. She said, you're gonna have to take an interest in men and start thinking about what men like and take a personal interest, and you might have to pretend like you like things you don't like. Like football and blowjobs. So that kind of helped out. I did meet a nice man after that. And, don't you hate those awkward conversations when you're first dating? Like, where'd you go to graduate school? How many men have you been with? I'm like, okay, well, 1, 2, 3, you, 5, 6. because of my mother's advice, I managed to get married. So now I'm a mom and I'm married with 3 kids and I'm thinking, oh, I'm getting married. I'm gonna be a totally cool mom. I don't wanna be one of those soccer moms with the minivan. So I started driving my kids to school with my top down in the minivan. The school committee says I'm not allowed within 500 feet of the school now. That's awkward because I work there. I'm just saying. But you know, there's the joys of parenthood are endless, you know. Living the dream, one joyride at a time. You get to pay $120 a month for this. And I get to see that 8 times a day from my 13-year-old. And listen to this, these kids, they start having the questions when they're tweens. I'm in the car the other day on a play date with my 13-year-old son. He's like, Mom, did you ever smoke weed? I'm like, what about drink? Did you ever drink before you're 21? What about other drugs? Did you do other drugs? I mean, this is so awkward. I'm like, what the hell, kid? Do you want to buy an 8-ball or something? The other boy, Jimmy, he's not allowed to come over anymore. It's awkward. But at least I have my husband behind me for all of this with these kids. I mean, he's never going to divorce me because nobody's taking these frickin' kids full time. So I just went home again. My mother is always advising me for my 30th reunion. Now, of course, she has a different take on life because she's older. And, you know, she drinks wine with her Vicodin. So she decided I had to have a different kind of outfit now. She's like, how about this beautiful orange muumuu? I've never worn it. It's still got the tags on it, it's gorgeous. It's got like an orange sweater to go with it. I'm like, all right, I'll try it. And how about my walker? You can use my walker too since you just hurt your foot. I don't want you to hurt yourself again. You should take the walker. But don't take the good one with the balls on the bottom, okay? I don't want you wrecking my good one. I'm like, okay, well, thank you. And then she offers me her clicker. You know, first alert clicker. Now, I normally don't like to alert the police when I'm at a party, but I appreciate the offer. I said, so let me see here, Mom. I got a muumuu, a walker, not with the balls on it, and a clicker. Well, you can imagine those boys from 1984 thinking they missed out on all this. Anyhow, I did meet up with my crush, Paul, in the coat room. You can imagine his excitement when I offered to show him my colostomy bag. That's my time. Thanks.